he can't even let John McCain rest in peace. The president accusing the late senator and war hero of working with Democrats to spread the controversial Russia dossier and ripping his vote against repealing Obamacare. Trump even falsely stated that McCain was last in his class at Annapolis. Meghan McCain responding with, quote, "No one will ever love you the way they love my father. I wish I'd been given more Saturdays with him. Maybe spend yours with your family instead of on Twitter, obsessing over mine." The president not specifically talking about white supremacism as it relates to New Zealand, talking about a lot of other things on Twitter this weekend, specifically John McCain. And on the list of people I would have envisioned the president attacking this weekend, a late United States senator would not have been on that list. I mean, with McCain, why is it that the president just can't let this go?
Well, it's something that even when Senator McCain was alive, and even when he was gravely, gravely ill, President Trump wouldn't go after him by name, but he would do everything but go after him by name, right? We all remember he would go to the rallies during the midterm elections and say, we all remember the senator who had that thumbs down moment. There was one guy on health care. And it just seems like at this point, whatever self-restraint existed is just kind of gone. And that was really the theme of the weekend on Twitter, right? That this was a recitation of his grievances and perceived slights by the media, by Democrats in Congress, even by sort of legendary members of his own party, and by Fox News. And the sense that the president is just sort of totally unplugged at this point. I know several Republicans, senior Republicans in Washington who, have sort of been along for the ride on, with President Trump for a while, who were rattled by just the experience of the last few days.
Although many of them not saying that publicly right now, as we've seen in the past. And speaking of Senator McCain, his daughter, of course, one of the co-hosts of The View, she actually just responded to the president's tweets over the weekend. Let's take a listen to that.
He spends his weekend obsessing over great men because he knows it and I know it and all of you know it. He will never be a great man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And so my father was his kryptonite in life. Yeah. He's his kryptonite in death. On a personal level, I agree with you. All of us have love and families. And when my father was alive up until adulthood, we would spend our time together cooking, hiking, fishing, really celebrating life. And I think it's because he almost died. And I just thought, your life is spent on your weekends, not with your family, not with your friends, but obsessing over great men you could never live up to.
Yeah.
April, I want to bring in you here now and get your response to that. I mean, this is one of the things that drives President Trump nuts, isn't it? That he's compared to John McCain and in some respects not thought to be at the same level as John McCain. And that's essentially what Meghan McCain is responding to from the president's tweets over the weekend.
Meghan McCain, a staunch Republican. Meghan McCain, the daughter of John McCain. So when the president tweets like this, you wonder, and this is human and it's real. You wonder, what does he do on the weekends? What does he have to do? He's the president of the United States, and he's spending time tweeting and watching reruns of Saturday Night Live and waiting for his friend on Fox News. But Meghan McCain hit the nail. Senator John McCain, the late Senator John McCain, was a hero for this nation. The president wants to pull him down. The president did not serve in the military because of bone spurs. But not only did John McCain serve, he was a prisoner of war. He could have been released, but he chose to stay. He was bloodied, he was broken for us as a nation. And we talk about patriotism, and we talk about the Constitution, and we talk about freedoms. He was a person who truly personified freedom, not only Senator McCain, but his whole family, the service to this nation. So she has a right as a daughter to speak out in defense of her father, but also as someone who knows the history of a man who served this nation and cared about this nation. And the only reason why he went after Senator McCain in death, he's haunted by what his staffer did about Russia. That's not presidential what happened this weekend, any way you look at it. We've never seen this before. Granted, Twitter wasn't around during George Washington's time or Abraham Lincoln's time or John Kennedy, but would they have done something like this? I think the answer is no.